Well, all right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man, Jay. Time to talk about the Razr Flip 2026 after a little over 2 days. So first things first, we're going to start with the hardware. Love to talk about the hardware. This hardware is obviously extraordinarily beautiful. I've already made that point in the other unboxing video and first impressions. I think this is just beautiful. This design is beautiful. Now, at first glance, you would think it would have some texture, but it does not. This is a soft touch matte feel, which actually works out better in its favor because it's going to be for longevity. Unlike the Razr having some texture on it, this does not. This is just a smooth, soft touch matte. And it's not glossy, so that's good. So you don't need a case if you don't want to. But, you know, I'm team no case, so no case for me. But this is actually really nice, and I really like it. It shimmers in the light. This is called Pantone Bright White, and it is actually beautiful. Let's be clear, I really like the way this looks. So as far as the looks aside, the design of this is perfect to me. So you do have a display up top here. Obviously, when it's closed, you get like a 3.5, I think this is, or 3.4 inch screen. This is a complete 4-inch screen when you have the Ultra or the Plus, I believe it is, has that bigger 4-inch display where it covers all of this. So, but this coming in the way it's coming in, it's actually really sleek, really sexy. You get a little bit more of that design on the top portion there to mirror the back. Now coming around this side here, you've got the power button, volume rocker, and your noise canceling microphone there. On this side, you got your SIM tray. And on the bottom here and the top, I guess, you got 2 more microphones and then 2 more microphones, then Type-C and speaker out. On the top here, the hinge, this hinge game, these guys have, all these companies that are making phones like this have really gotten the hinge down. This hinge is perfect. This overall design is perfect. I really love the color scheme, the brush size. I like everything about it. Simply put, you get a 10 for design and the feel in hand and just everything about it. And then when you open it up, you have this ginormous 6.9 inch display here. And this is going to please a lot of people. And by the way, if I didn't say it, this video is being recorded with the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra. I hope you enjoyed the content and let's keep it pushing. So hardware and design, perfect. Get this nice 6.9 inch display, love it. It's great. No complaints whatsoever. This is a beautiful design. You get a ginormous display on the internal for typing, viewing, whatever you want. You got the laptop mode, everything is there. I love it. So next, I wanted to talk about the features and options of this phone. So if I go into the settings here, you have external display options and you have like these, you have like tint mode. And as long as your screen is off, and these are the customizations of the external display. So I can obviously go in here and change themes. There's a ton here to do. Like just change it to this one, you know, boom, set the theme, set your color, whatever, and you're good to go. It's just what it is. It's a beautiful thing. They have got this dialed in with the external display. Really love it. I mean, just top notch, no complaints. It's a win. Set that. And now when you go in here, let's lock it. I hit it too quick. Fingerprints fast. Boom, there you go. Beautiful. And then you have what's called tint mode. It's like this. So I don't know if you saw it, but it'll bring like up a display. There you go. When it's locked, it'll go back to like this tint mode. And you can also have it like this as well. I think that's pretty cool. I truly believe that customizations on this phone have gone top notch. So as far as software goes, it does have a slide out menu. I believe it does, like on my, what's the name? I don't have it turned on. I think it has it. I didn't check actually. It might, but software wise, it definitely has, even if that's not there, I'm not going to go in and check, but software wise, it's definitely packing some punch. It's a smooth software. Some people feel like this software isn't good and that Samsung's is better or Google's is better. This is pretty much stock Android. This is more closer to like OnePlus because of all the customizations you can do right out of the box. But the software is smooth, folks. This doesn't have a Snapdragon and it has a MediaTek 7450 and it's a 4nm chip. So it's got some push, it's got some power. But that chip is limiting this phone in an area, and I know it's the chip. No one's told me, but it has to be the chip because most times there's always a chip when there's a limitation on the camera. So the first con and negative that we're going to get into with this It's definitely the cameras. So I went into video and I was trying to record. Now I recorded the Motorola rant video with this phone. So it's no secret. I did a rant video about Motorola.com. Go check that out if you haven't already done so. It's just a fun video I wanted to be transparent on why, you know, my situation is what my situation is. Full responsibility. I'll take full responsibility for it, for the choices that was made and getting myself into them owing me so much money. But reality is I recorded that video with this phone and it just wasn't right. So, okay, so here, this is what I'm talking about. So you see I'm in 4K 30. You see how instantly when you turn on the display, it drops to 1080p 30. You're not allowed. So I said, okay, well, let me get back out of here and let's go make some changes. Let's try 1:1. Let's go back to 4K. Let's turn on the display. Goes back down. You are not allowed. And I wanted to show you this instead of talking about it. Like I said, I had made another video and it was real short, but I didn't want to do that to you. You're not allowed to use the external display with 4K. I don't get it. And I say, this is a limitation of the processor. Now you probably saw, oh, the happy face thing was up there, but it's still dropping to 1080p and the display is off. Let me show you what I mean. So we'll go back to 4K, turn it on, boom. The happy display is going to appear here. This is here. You can't use 4K with the external display. That is stupid. That is a huge drawback. It can't just be software. It has to be the processor as well. It has to be. That is a huge bombshell. So that's why in that particular video, it was off. And I had shot and I tested it multiple times, but it still turned out to be off. It turned out to be off. So let's go ahead and make some adjustments real time. I'm not going to change anything. I'm just going to go in and, you know, maybe it's something that I did, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that it is, but let's go back and see. We'll go to video. I'll go in here, changes it to 1080p. Super lame, folks. And it's got to be the limitation of the processor. Furthermore, this quality, and this is the rear cameras. This is the rear camera. Furthermore, this quality is not that great. Not that great at all, folks. This is not good quality for the rear cameras. It's supposed to be 50 megapixel, 50-50. I'm not feeling it. It's not very good. And it's so strange. It's okay. It's good. It's just that it's just good. This is a great phone. It's just that the cameras, these are the primary cameras. This is the rear. This has been done with these cameras and it's just not that good. And I know this is the entry level version of the phone, the basic one. But I think these limitations definitely come from the processor. They come from it being from the processor. It's just not good. Now let me take a photo and I'll show you real time. I'll do a photo real time. Hold on. Let's grab my Air real quick. And I'm going to step right here. I'm just going to do, so you can see I'm actually taking this. Take that portrait. I'm going to do a 35. Then I'll do a 50, 50, 50. Then I'm going to change the aperture. It's already on a 4. And then I'm going to do another one right here with just no portrait. And I'll do a zoom. So the photos look decent. They look decent. But the video, lacking, son. Lacking big time. That portrait shot is not that great. You know, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. These cameras disappointed so much. It just didn't hit me. And I think it's probably just the processor. It has to be the processor limiting this phone with the cameras. And for me, that's a huge deal. That's a big deal, man. I want to be able to shoot some nice 4K video, or at least give me 1080p 60 at a really strong presence. And this is not it. This is not it. Again, design is great. Software is great. Camera is not great. Screen is beautiful. Both of them. Performance is good. Software is solid. Battery life. Battery life is strong on here. With a 4800 milliamp hour battery inside, you can't go wrong. There's no going wrong with this, man. Like this thing is set up for success for battery. Unfortunately, for a person like myself, this could work. This could work. I could do this. If this is my only phone, I could do it. But if it came to like photos, something like that, I would always have to be outside. Indoors, it's not that great. Like the processing, the way it's doing the photos, it's not that good. Not at all. As far as price goes, yes, I think this is a better value than the Samsung Z Flip. But I think like it's versus the Z Flip 7, I like this hardware better. I like the screen better. I like a whole bunch of stuff better. Well, not the external display though. External display on the Flip 7 is beast mode. But the Flip 7 is a jagged phone. You know, phones like that, Samsung is on this jagged, it's hard corners, squared off, boxy. This is way more comfortable, and it's just a better looking device. But Samsung has their cameras dialed in, but also the Z Flip costs more. You see what I'm saying? So I could do this over the Z Flip 7, and I would just have to deal with the cameras. But I do like the cameras better on the Z Flip 7 by a long shot. Everything else, this Razr Flip 26 wins. It really does. But the cameras and the external display go to the Z Flip 7 hands down. No doubt whatsoever. Samsung even has their cheaper version, if you will, to compete with this. And it too is technically a little bit better on the cameras. And yeah, you know, but this hardware is killer, man. It's so much better than Samsung's hardware. Software is good. Everything's good. I like it. Full external display to play games and stuff like that. So, you know, this is a real winner. For me, the only downfall is the cameras. That's unfortunate too, because this is a really nice phone. So what does that mean for the life of this phone, right? It's definitely not on par, because these are straight up flagship. This is the Razr Fold. This is a flagship set of cameras. This is a flagship phone, all of the above. So it is not touching this at all. Obviously, it's not meant to compete with that, but just for reference, this is a good phone. But I think I'm probably gonna move to the Razr Plus. I think I'm probably gonna move to the Razr Plus because I already bought the Ultra, and I bought the version of this in what was it, 2024 when I bought it? I don't remember the blue one that I bought. So maybe that was 25, I don't know. I think it might've been 25, I'm not sure. But I'm going to try the Plus because the Plus has a Snapdragon processor in it. So it's a Snapdragon 8S Gen 3, I think it is. And the Plus, you get more power. Let's hope that those cameras are better. Let's hope that it's a better experience. So I'll follow up again once I get the new device or whatever. But it's your man Jay. That's 48 hours with this. And it's the last 48 hours.